welcome back to my channel. My name is Marianne Allen and I am so happy that you're here today. If it is your first time, I am glad that you stopped by. My family recently relocated to Ghana. I'm originally from Liberia, and in my previous video, I talked about which school option we picked for our daughter who is in the 11th grade and why we chose that option, like our initial goals when it comes to like the school that we wanted her to attend and why. In that video, I also revealed that we selected a remote schooling option for her instead of an in-person schooling option, and the remote school option is actually based in the US, so it is a US based remote school option for her instead of one that's in Ghana. If you need more information on that, I'm gonna leave the link above to that video. Watch the video and kind of understand like the whole basis of that decision and the information for that schooling. In this video, I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about how this option is working for us so far, and what are some of the benefits that we've experienced, not intentionally, but just happen to turn out to be a benefit for us. So if you have not subscribed, stick around to the end of the video. I'm sure you will subscribe. Hit that notification button and share the video. There are lots of people who would like to relocate to Ghana or Liberia or Africa as a whole, and one of the things that is stopping them from relocating is schooling for their children. There's this mentality that the schools in Africa are less when it comes to like credibility and the standard, less than that of the US, and because of that, people with grade school age children are reluctant to make the move until their kids have graduated from high school and off to college before they can make that move. Any parent would say that, especially if you feel like your decision is giving your child less than they can have, you would make that decision. But actually, you can still make the move and still maintain US schooling for your children. When we make decisions throughout our relocation process, we always look for the worst case scenario. It's like, okay, we're thinking about doing this. What could be the worst that could happen, or the reverse of that, the cons, the reverse of that. And then we try to find solutions to those problems. And most times you realize that once you find solutions to those problems, then they're not problems for you anymore. And that's what makes relocation easy. Not you finding the possibilities, is you finding all of the things that can go wrong and coming up with solutions of those things so that when they do arise, they are not a problem because you already have a plan to go to address it. And that's why I'm here. So 3 things that remote learning has done to benefit us are as follows. The first thing is it eliminated our commuting. Okay, and I think that's good. So that wasn't something that we were planning for, it just happened. Because I told you, like in my previous video, that our goal was to get our daughter in an in-person school, especially for the whole like networking and making friends and building relationships and stuff. But that did not work out because of the cost, and so we had to choose the remote learning option. Now, we had no idea that was going to be a huge benefit, but it is. What we've realized is that when you are moving to a new country, you're not familiar with the place. Maybe you visited a couple of times, but visiting is quite different than living in a place. And remote learning eliminated that commuting back and forth. And based on where schools are located, you would be grateful. Like the school that you want your child to attend, based on where that is, remote learning, like eliminating that commuting, you would actually be grateful. You would see that not only have you saved transportation costs, you would realize that you've also saved time, because the time it takes to be sitting in traffic every morning and every afternoon when you drop and pick them up from school. And I think a lot of other YouTubers living in Ghana, like who left from the West, said that was a major problem or a challenge for them, that commuting. And the thing is, it's not optional. You have to take your kids to school, so you have to deal with that commute every day. So we're glad that we don't have to deal with the commute. The second thing that remote learning did for us that is huge, you don't pay much attention to, but it's huge, is that you can live anywhere in the country, let's just say within the country or out of the country. But in this case, I'm gonna say you can live anywhere within the country. So let's say, for example, we moved to Ghana. We're not quite familiar with the different cities, so deciding where to live is a little struggle. And yeah, you want to be centralized, but central houses are a lot more expensive. They may not give you the space that you're looking for. And you realize that living outside of the central cities, you can get a little more space and at a lower cost. So that's a good thing. However, you can't live outside because your kid's school is central. And that commute would just be ridiculous. Like, you don't want to be driving 1 hour one way to take your child to school. So what you would realize is that you are then forced or like barricaded in a certain location. You realize that you can only live in a certain location because of that commute to and fro the school. And that has been an issue for other people who have moved to Ghana, because they're like, oh, because the American international school is in East Legon. Like, most of the international schools are in East Legon. So for you to actually work with that commute, which is like huge, you would have to live in East Legon. But then the housing cost in East Legon is extremely high. It's almost like they target the people from the West, the diaspora. So you're paying money that is equivalent to what you paid in the US or in the UK, just because you want to be close to your kid's school. But then that's not even saving you money. You're also paying like 16 grand for tuition at this institution. So it doesn't really save you. But when you do the remote learning, it takes away the commuting, but then it also allows you to live anywhere in Ghana. Like, you can actually choose a city and save cost, get a big old house, beautiful, decent, and not have to worry about transportation or like moving from this location to that location, not having to worry about how much like your living expenses being so high. So you can actually get a decent home for within your budget, which is a good thing when you're moving to a new country. So that has been the case for us, and we didn't have to be forced to live in East Legon because she didn't have to go to school in East Legon. Okay. The third thing that benefits you when you pick remote learning is that you get to travel anytime, which is amazing. Like, all of the people who relocate to Africa, relocate to Ghana or Liberia, will tell you that all of a sudden they just get this boost in traveling. Like, you just want to travel. Even if it's not outside of Africa, but you want to go and see like neighboring countries, you want to do stuff, like you adapt this entrepreneurial mindset, and you want to do business, you want to go to other countries and get ideas, get resources, goods and stuff. And you can actually take your family along with you. Whereas if you guys are in person, if the kids are going to school in person, it's difficult to just leave them and go, you know? So then it restricts your time that you're gone, the time that you are traveling. It restricts it to a certain time of the year. School has to be closed. And the time that school is closed may not be ideal for the travel that you want to do. And it just restricts that. So if traveling is not like a priority for your family, you don't have to worry about that. But for us, traveling is kind of top on our list. We want to be able to move around easily. And that's why we're excited about that. We can be anywhere at any time and our life still continues, which is something I think if you want to make relocation work in Africa, you need to work your way to achieving that. And our daughter likes that. She gets excited when she has to go to this new location and she doesn't have to worry about like school or those different things. Especially we want to be in and out of Liberia. If she was in school, she wouldn't have been able to go with me or with us. We may not be able to take her along, so either I would have to stay behind with her, or her dad would have to stay behind with her, and that would just not be ideal. But with the situation, I could be like, oh, I want to go next month to Liberia. Well, my husband can't come with us, but hey, Kiki, you and myself, we're gonna go to Liberia, you know? And then we can go there and she can just continue school. She gets to visit family and then we could come back. So it's ideal for us. I really, really like that. Even if we were to take a vacation like out of the country somewhere else, or we were to come back to the US, it doesn't disrupt her schooling in any way, which is something I think you should want. So those three things have been like just perfect for us. So I hope you enjoyed the video. There are some cons to that I'm gonna talk about in another video. So stick around, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button so when I post videos you can get alerted. If you do not do that, or you do not subscribe, you would realize that my videos will stop showing up on your timeline. Like, there are channels that I'm even subscribed to, but if I'm not watching the videos, if I'm not staying current, YouTube just has a way of removing it from my timeline. So then every time I have to watch it, I have to search the name. That's something that has been happening, and it's with the whole YouTube algorithm. So if you want to stay in touch, you want to keep updated with the information that I'm providing, make sure you subscribe and you hit the notification button. Also share this video. I think people may benefit from it. Your friends and families and those you know who are thinking about relocating may benefit from it. And come back again. I have more good information. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.